So something miraculous happened. In March of this year. I actually found my biological father.
Wow.
Right?
Wow,
and it's weird because I was excited, but at the same time, people who know me and know my story, because I wrote it, right, know that my biological father stabbed my mother while she was pregnant with me.
Whoa.
Know that she was 9 months pregnant with me, and we both barely made it. Like, and then he disappeared, so I never knew him. Never knew him, but I always wanted to know him. I did. Even with all of that, I still wanted to know him because I grew up with a stepdad that rejected me. So I came into this world with rejection. My biological rejected me. My stepdad rejected me. My siblings. I didn't look like anybody. And that's why it was so deep when I met him, because I got his same face. And it was like a sort of closure for me because I didn't look like anyone in my family.
I seen that picture.
Right?
And you look just like him.
Right.
Yes.
So you had some that said, how could you talk to him? How could you? Because now I've lived. The Lord allowed me to live. So I've been through some things. He saved my life. He forgave me for so much. And I know what it's like to have a monkey on your back. My dad used to be on drugs. You know what I mean? If I didn't forgive him, I would really be forfeiting the relationship that I can have. My mother is dead. My stepdad is dead. I thought I was an orphan. So now my biological dad is back in my life, and he's different. He's not that same man. So I feel like this is a time of redemption.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
And I can relate to that in a way too, because I felt some rejection as well. My father, I had only met him like out of my whole life, like probably twice, seen him twice. I remember a time him coming over to my mom's house, coming over to our house. I was probably about 5 years old. And it was my brother's birthday coming up. And he said, he bought my brother a bike for his birthday.
Okay.
And he always told me, I said, where's my bike? I want a bike. And he said, I'm going to get you a bike and I'm going to bring it to you for your birthday. My birthday passed. I never got that bike. To this day, at my age, I can still remember him saying he was going to bring me a bike and never brought me a bike. And how can I continue to remember that? That's like really, like, must have really been like a rejection that I felt like he, like lied to me, rejected me in a lot of ways. So,
how did you trust people after that? How did you believe their word? You know what I mean?
Wow. When people would tell me things, it was like I never would believe them because of that. I believe people as, I've gotten older and adult now. But when I was younger, if you say you were going to do something for me, I would just say, I don't believe it.
Girl, I feel you.
So that was really, really something there.
Rejection literally is deep because for me, coming up was tough. Before I even hit the age of 12, like so many people molested me, like starting with my stepdad, and a neighbor, a family friend, a cousin, and that was deep. We moved around a lot when I was younger, not knowing where you're coming from, not knowing who your dad is, not trying to just see where you fit in. And then in the community, I was so light, all these freckles. I didn't look like, people teased me, white girl, white girl. And then I wore glasses. They said 4-eyed, so I hid my glasses because I'm like, I don't want to wear glasses and be called 4-eyed. I want to look darker. I want to look like y'all. I want to not be so different so I can fit in. That was at that age, until you get older and you're like, I don't have to fit in. you know?
Right.
But during that time, it was really tough.
Oh, yeah.
I was sexually confused. I was so confused that I lived a life. First of all, I was mad at men. I did not respect men. Although I enjoyed their company, at times I didn't respect them. I talked sideways, and I remember my ex-husband was like, "You're gonna get in trouble for your mouth." But I didn't know how to talk any other way.
And it was that anger. It was
what
anger.
we talked about. Yes, the anger. Like,
and I can relate a lot to that anger because I had like anger. Growing up as a child, I was angry a lot because I remember my mom, I love her, but I remember her just having so many men in her life where I never felt first. Well, not really first in her life, but God should be first. But I never felt like we were important. Her children, not saying that she felt that way, but just from what happened.
This is your experience.
Yes.
So it's about you, what you felt.
Yes, and so the men, that she would have in her life were like mean. They were, they would do things, like punch on you. As a little kid, you're only like 7, 8, 9 years old, and you're getting punched by a grown man in your arm, like in your shoulder. So, and I was angry. I would say, why would she want to stay around and stay in an environment like this? Why would you put your children in an environment like that? But God had to show me, you may not understand it, but I mean, her trauma she grew up from spilled over. You know what I'm saying? She didn't know what to do. She didn't know what was best or whatever because of her situation. But then I had to ask God to show me forgiveness, show me how to forgive. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was talking about.
So that anger was there, and I was just like so mad. And so the day when he left for good, it felt like heaven. It felt like heaven. I was like, thank you, Lord. It's like, finally you answered my prayer.
Yeah.
So I can relate to anger a lot.
Anger from my mom, dad, anger from just people taking advantage. Like, I was raped twice. And actually both by people I know. And it wasn't dates. You heard of date rape, but these were friends. We weren't on dates. One is when I used to smoke weed, and it was something laced in the weed, and which I learned a valuable lesson there. The other was straight up violent, like literally. That right there. I went on such a downward spiral after that. I didn't even care. Like, I was just like, I'm just gonna do whatever. I didn't want no relationship. I didn't want no love. I just wanted to. I started escorting. I was literally selling my body, and I thought that was a power move. Like, you want to pay me. You know what I mean? I'm not doing no love. I'm not doing. But then one day I was sitting in a hotel room, and I used to travel. Literally, I had a little daughter. Leave her with my mom, get my mother whatever. My daughter didn't want for nothing, my first child. And I would travel, sit in hotel rooms, literally. One day, I was like, Tyra, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, I literally came to myself, and I didn't do that anymore, but then I got girls to work for me. So I still was in the business, what you call a madam or whatever. I call myself a scheduler because I just scared. But other people say pimp, madam. But I went from one end of the spectrum to another, and I stayed in that business. But it was still fueled by anger, fueled by rejection, fueled by trying to protect myself from real relationship. Even though I ached for it, I longed for it, but I didn't trust enough. I've been hurt too much,
Yes.
It's
Oh yeah. I I mean, I can understand, just listening to it, your story, like I said, we all have a story, and that's what, we want to do.